day. We're gonna load wood, deliver wood, process wood, load wood, and then deliver some more wood. We got wood everywhere today. Here we go. So today is the day after a big storm we had. We had about 6 inches or so, but it was slush. It was the cement type of snow. So I didn't work here yesterday at all. I just edited videos and I had to snow blow at my business. So I didn't do anything here at all. Now during the day yesterday after the storm quit, actually the storm was 2 days ago, then it quit yesterday morning and the sun came out and a lot of it melted away. So that's nice. It was close to 40 degrees and sunny yesterday. So I would say 3/4 of the snow is gone. It melted away, but it's all icy and everything froze this morning, which is actually good because I don't want it soupy out there because I have to go load a face cord and deliver that. And then while I'm doing that, Jed is going to be here real soon. That's Ken's second son, third oldest out of like 100 or so. He's like a rabbit. He's got a lot of offspring between kids and grandkids. It's somewhere close to 100. He's like a rabbit. So he's going to be here running a processor. He's going to be here for like 3 or 4 hours today. And we're going to process oak. So I'm going to take off this ash that we had left on here, put it in an ash pile. And I'll show you something that happened while it was gone yesterday. So yesterday, besides not being here, the day before, we got a load of oak in. Because I called my logger, John, up. And I said, hey, I need more oak because I've got an order to fill. One of my customers, you saw the one load we delivered for the lady that wants a semi-load of boiler wood. When Ken was here, we processed that. So a lot of this is going to be boiler wood. The little stuff I'll take out and that'll get me put into that pile there. And that stuff I'm going to process today. Also, because I want that wood to be sold right away because it's all dry stuff, little bitty stuff. So this bigger stuff with the bark will be processed. Small stuff like this right here. Stuff like this here, I can see it's kind of starting to get that little dry, punky look. That stuff will be pulled out of these 3 piles that are here. We got 3 piles they brought at me. It was 11 log cords is what this represents here. Because I got the slip. And for those of you that want to know, I pay $115 for a log cord. And there's 11 here. So the total I think was $1,200 for this load. The load before I think had, I want to say it was 13. Log cords on it. I can't remember how much that was. You can figure it out. I'm sure you can do math. Doesn't matter. It's wood. So I'm going to get this processed over the next like week or so and get a lot of it delivered and then put into my bins, the stuff that's not going to be for boiler wood. This wood over here, this is what we're going to actually process today. This is the real small stuff, as you can see, the size of my hand here with it. So a lot of small stuff that's got cracks all the way through it. That's a piece of white oak. That shouldn't be in there. That's got to go in that pile because that's all the white oak. And all of this is pretty much dry. There's a piece of ash right here. So that'll get pulled out. There's that oak. I'm not sure. Oh, that's ash. You can tell by it's got worm holes on it there from the emerald ash borer. So you can see as this stuff starts to get that kind of punky look to it, it means it's really dry. This is all ready to be sold right away. So this is the stuff we're going to process today right into the trailer because I've got a customer later today that wants 2 face cords, and I've got one, let's see what's today, in 2 days. Yeah, in 2 days from now, somebody else wants a face cord, and I'm going to have other calls too. So that's what I want to get done first because I'm out of really dry oak. I've got a little bit back there that's kind of dry, probably in the low 20s, like 21, 22, 23%, because it's been cut and split from that kind of wood. But it wasn't totally dry, and that's been in the bins now for 4 months, something like that. So that's what's going to happen today. So I got the tractor started. Judge should be here pretty soon. We'll start up the machine. I'm going to clear off that ash, put it in this pile here, move that ash up a little bit to get a little bit more room, and I'm going to start grabbing that stuff. I'm going to load up the live deck, and I'm going to go deliver a load. So we're going to load that first, actually, the load of wood. Then we're going to, I'm going to go deliver that. While I'm gone, Jed's going to start processing. I'm going to try to get a load on for him so that while I'm gone, he can be productive, and it's going to go right into the trailer. And we're just going to fill it up, and then I'll probably end up dumping that somewhere because I'm going to be needing that wood, but at least we can move it around in the trailer. Not sure exactly what I'm going to do. And then the day before that also, before the storm started, or right when it was starting to rain, it turned to snow, this load came. This is all tree service wood that we just got from a service that's from Green Bay. They're working in town here and they're looking for a place to go with stuff. So there's soft maple in here, as you can see, and some ash, and it's some big tree service stuff here, but we'll be able to make wood out of it. We just put it into the pile, and we will be able to make it look pretty eventually. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of burnt wood in there. There'll be a lot of boiler wood for burnt in there, but that's okay. It all burns. All right, let's get to work. Some of these logs out of the way here, so I'm not fighting them. So we're just gonna put them up on the pile here, and then we're gonna take the logs off the live deck. Let's make this pile a little higher here. Get out of there. Get out of there. There we go. Ooh, icy. Icy, icy, icy. And it's supposed to warm up today to about 45 to 48 degrees, something like that I've seen. So we'll get this ash out of here, then we can load up the live deck with some dry oak that we can get processed. Get up. Get. Editing I had to get done this morning for the channel. I had a whole bunch of videos I worked on last night till, I don't know, like midnight or something like that. And I had to get them uploaded this morning. I think I had 18. So for those of you that wonder how I have a video every day, I do them in batches. Because we had crappy weather, I worked inside for the last, up there, for the last couple days mostly. Well, one day was pretty much all day, and then yesterday I snowblowed, and I was outside working at my other business for a couple hours. But then I went home by, I was back home by 11 o'clock or something like that. I went in the morning and took care of that stuff. And I got a whole bunch of new videos done. All right, we're gonna go over here and get some oak. I'm gonna try to get the live deck as full as I can so that while I'm gone, he can start processing the wood with the processor, because he's a pro. I usually like to try to grab 3 or 4 at a time. 1 doesn't seem as productive, 2 is better, 3 is nice. You can control it really well, place it where you want it. Once you get to be 5, 6, or 7 logs at a time, yeah, they start to kind of crap out at you once in a while. See if I can get 1 in the trough here. Hey, oh, get in there. Get in my belly. Got 2, but the one's a shorty. We'll have to roll that one out of there. So I'm gonna probably double stack these, so he's gonna have to shove them around while I'm gone. Uh-oh, we've got a runner. Dropped in 1 or 2 real easily. You got more control. Whereas with forks, you don't have this kind of control. At least I don't. But I think grapple might, forks might be a little faster. That one might roll off. Give it a little encouragement to stay. There we go. I got it locked in there a little bit. There. While I'm gone, he can probably even just manually throw some of these little guys up there, because I could lift those up. You just tip them up and tip them in. So yeah, that's a pretty good deck. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16 logs on there. Usually we only put like 6 or 7, so there's 16 on there. And then down in front here, there's a bunch, so he can throw those up there if he has to. So he should be here any minute now, and then we're gonna get this thing started up. We're gonna go load a load of wood. That's the first thing I'm gonna drive out there right now. So I just shoveled out the trailer here. It was full of snow and ice frozen. Still a little bit on there, but I wanted to get most of it out because I don't want to dump a big pile of snow in someone's driveway. So this is not mixed hardwood here, mainly going to be ash in here and maple, stuff like that. So I'm trying to clear this bin out so that we can eventually put oak in here, because behind the camera going that way is all oak, but I want to fill all this up with oak too, so that's the plan. So this is right where I got stuck a few days ago, well, a week ago, however long ago it was. It's all froze solid now because winter came back again. So we're going to chuck some wood in. There's the wood that we just processed in the big trailer. It's not quite a full cord. It's probably 5/6, I'm gonna call it. And some of this wood here is still dry. Like there's a real dry one there. There's a dry one here, a dry one here. Looks like that's a dry one. Some of the stuff though is wet. Like that's for sure a wet one. And I try not to process those. We ran a couple of them right off the bat because they were too wet. I want basically just the dry stuff. So this will be ready to be sold. I've got one customer that wants a first cord. I got another one that might want one. And then the other trailer that we did first, the mini dumper, that has 2 face cords, 2 rigs of a cordnet. And that I'm gonna deliver in just a little bit. So Jed had to go, so we're done processing for today. We only ran a couple hours, if that, just to get this stuff done, but I have to deliver and for the stuff that I gotta have. But not tomorrow, the next day. Tomorrow I'm going out of town, but I got an order that I gotta fill the day I get back, and I want to just have it ready to go. So there's that. So there's the load. Next thing you're gonna see is you're gonna see the load being squeezed out into a big brown lump. There it is. Beautiful stuff, really nice, dry, red oak. So there it is, I'm gonna go do a dump now.